So Juliette Has a Gun, Not a Perfume, launched in 2010. It was one of those fragrances that featured a minimalistic note of Cetalox, which is sort of like Ambroxan. But here we have a new offering from Juliette Has a Gun called Not a Perfume Superdose. And in this Saffron review video, I'll review Not a Perfume Superdose, and you'll also have a chance at winning a full bottle of Not a Perfume Superdose by Juliette Has a Gun if you are a subscriber of this channel from the USA. So if you want to find out about Juliette Has a Gun's latest fragrance, Not a Perfume Superdose, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. If this is your first time tuning into this channel and you love watching fragrance reviews, finding out about new fragrances, discovering new brands, and of course participating in giveaways and still haven't subscribed, please click that subscribe button below and also click the bell so you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. So I was very intrigued with the idea of a superdose version of Not a Perfume, and I specifically requested this fragrance to be sent to me for this review. All the opinions are my own, but it was a reason why I wanted to review this because I really like Not a Perfume, a minimalistic fragrance, but this one supposedly is the more intense version of Not a Perfume, and it exactly is that. So this is a 2019 launch. It's considered a woody, fresh, aromatic woody fragrance. A 100 ml bottle of Not a Perfume Superdose retails for $150. And as I mentioned, the original Not a Perfume was launched in 2010, almost 10 years ago, and that retails for $135. So the Superdose version is only $15 more suggested retail. So I feel like that's a great value, especially since it's only $15 more for the Superdose. So Not a Perfume Superdose only features one note. It's called Cetalox, and it's basically a version of Ambroxan created by Firmenich. Now Ambergris or gray amber is very expensive, and so Cetalox, which is basically Ambroxan, was created by Firmenich to substitute for Ambergris in perfumes. Typically Cetalox is perfectly paired with florals and orientals, but here it takes center stage and you have this minimalist, fresh and clean fragrance, totally non-offensive, and is entirely allergen-free, as Cetalox is a synthetic note that's to replace ambergris in perfumes. So what do we have with Juliette Has a Gun's Not a Perfume Superdose? So as I said, I love Not a Perfume, and I like that whole minimalistic kind of synthetic recreation of very popular notes in perfumery that's very expensive. So they've done a great job with Cetalox, and basically Cetalox is center stage here with Superdose, but compared to the original Not a Perfume, this is actually really intense. This one actually you can smell. The original was very minimalistic. You couldn't hardly smell it. Even on you couldn't smell it, and other people would smell it, especially when it's after you've sweated and it's mixed with your own body chemistry. It became very sexy and you'd get compliments with it. Here, when you spray it, or just out of the bottle, you can actually physically smell this fragrance. So it is a much more intense version of the original Not a Perfume. It is really loud for this kind of a fragrance, but it still becomes a skin scent after a while, but you can actually really smell it. So what does this smell like? For me, this is a very woody recreation. For me, I think even though ambergris, the original ambergris comes from the ocean, the sea, so it has very aquatic touches, when it's created as Ambroxan or Cetalox in this case, it goes very woody. It does have a very woody offering. It's slightly powdery. It's kind of lots of chopped woods kind of experience, but the experience is very woody. But it's also very earthy. You've got kind of like both the earth and the chopped woods mixed together. So just imagine what earthy smells would smell like: ground, earth, soil, things like that, with the chopped woods. That's kind of what you get with this. It's actually quite amazing the way that they've done this, because if I smell Ambroxan compared, or in this case Cetalox, compared to Ambergris, there's a little difference with it. But here, it's just the way it smells is that it's really interesting with the earthy side of this fragrance with the woody side of the fragrance. But one thing that's also really awesome with this one is the fact that it's very musky. The musk is like out of this world intense. But everything here in this fragrance is just intensified. If you've already sampled Not a Perfume and you know what I'm talking about, it's very, very minimalistic and you can hardly smell it. Just imagine that with an actual smell is basically what you get with this. So it's very, very simplistic. It's ultra simplistic fragrance. Just imagine just the intensity of chopped woods with the intensity or smell of the earth, with like ozonic types of experiences, because there are little light ozonic, slightly aquatic leaning touches here with the fragrance, but just imagine it also with like this intense muskiness. When this thing gets on you and it's connected with your body chemistry, you get people stop you in the tracks and say, what are you wearing? What is that fragrance? Because that's the kind of fragrance this is. It's the kind of fragrance that garners lots of compliments. People tend to stop and ask you what you're wearing. If you thought that the original Not a Perfume was just way too simplistic and minimalistic, you might want to try the Superdose version, because this one actually does have this intensity that perhaps you were looking for. So if you don't know where to go, try Juliette Has a Gun's Not a Perfume Superdose. We do have a full bottle to give away. USA subscribers of this channel are qualified for this one. Head over to South Raban, link in the info box. Go there, follow their rules on how to participate in a full bottle of Not a Perfume Superdose, and then come back here and let me know what your thoughts are on this idea of minimalistic fragrances utilizing synthetic molecules such as Cetalox here to replace Ambergris. If you're a fan of fragrances like eccentric molecules, Molecule 1, Molecule 2, and Molecule 4, you'll definitely have an idea of what I'm talking about with this one. So let me know that. Also, let me know if you're a fan of Juliette Has a Gun. Other than that, guys, please like this video, please share it, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.